My name is Stevie and I like to write songs. I thought today we'd start something completely new. The only trouble is I have no ideas. I'm completely out of inspiration. So let's see what happens if you try to write a song and you have literally no musical ideas. Let's go. Every time I've tried to do one of these songwriting videos in the past, I've always had a fairly good idea where the end goal is going to be. I've always had some lyrical ideas, some ideas for the chorus or maybe the main guitar riff and so on. So I've been fairly confident that by the time the video would be done, there'd be a decent song at the end of it. But today, I'm all out of ideas. So I thought it'd be interesting to do a video today just to show you guys how you can combat having writer's block. How you can just go ahead and write a song anyway, even when there is no clear musical inspiration or motivation to write a song. Sometimes when I'm stuck, the best strategy to go forward is to use an ostinato. An ostinato is a repeating pattern that repeats over and over again, and is quite often layered up as we go on. A composer that I appreciate for being very good at ostinatos is Mike Oldfield of Tubular Bells fame, and this is probably one of his most famous ostinatos. So you see, that ostinato will repeat over and over again and different layers will be added to it. It's a very simple, straightforward songwriting technique. I've been playing the guitar for about 20 minutes now, trying different ostinato ideas, and this is the one that I've settled on. I've decided to go for something very, very simple and just repeat that over and over again. Have the bass playing just big low notes at the start of every bar and have the drums just playing toms in stabs at the start of every bar. So let's get that recorded first and then see where we can go from there. I'll be doing a lot of looping today because there's no point trying to nail final performances when I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing yet. Let's get some of the structure ready first before we start trying to get the performances perfect. Here's what we have so far. I've been messing about with this virtual instrument in Contact called Cryptar. It's got this nice reverse guitar. I think it would make a nice ambience in the track. Let's try and put something down for that. Right, I really like the sound of that. Let's loop this a few times. One of the things I like to do with an ostinato is play it over and over again and try to sing phrases to it. Sometimes words just come into your head because they're somehow related to how you feel about the music you're listening to. And for me, the word resonate came around over and over again. I think probably as an inspiration from the reverse guitar that we put in as a pad sound. It sounds very resonant. So I started singing the line, "Your words don't resonate." So let's see if we can come up with some more words to go with that. Your words don't resonate. So what would rhyme with resonate? It, fate, late. It's too... It's too little and too late. Right. So what I'm thinking about here is that maybe this is a friend who's trying to make an apology to you, and you decide, I don't accept that apology. It's too little, it's too late. Your words sound hollow. It doesn't sound like a sincere apology. Grumbling sympathy. The only word I can think of that rhymes with sympathy is invisibility, but that sounds very cryptic, but I kind of like the sound of it. I like the way that it will sound over the guitar. Right, let's have a go at trying to sing those 4 lines and see what that sounds like.
Your words don't resonate. It's too little and too late. Crumbling sympathy.
Right, so I was just trying to Melodyne these vocals, and an interesting thing happened. Now, I sang the same phrase 4 times, but I decided, you know what, maybe the 4th phrase should be different. So instead of singing it again, I decided to mess about with Melodyne and see if I could actually change the melody. So I did something like this. So I ended up changing the vocal melody just in Melodyne to do this, but there's quite a few really weird jumps in it. It accidentally caused something that sounds very Middle Eastern. And I really liked it. It's got a synthetic sound, but it's quite melismatic. So it's these kind of accidents that really get me excited and start inspiring me to write the song. I wasn't really thinking about a Middle Eastern kind of vibe to the song when I started, but now this is really inspiring me to go in that direction. Let's hear that in the track. Actually, before I go any further, I'll probably do some delay throws on it too, just quickly now. Right, let's hear that now.
Your words don't resonate. It's too little and too late. Crumbling sympathy.
There's a wee mistake there. Let's get that fixed. Cool. We need a wee bit of a change now. We need to go move on to something else. Okay, to try and understand where I should go next with the song, I've went back to the Ostinato and had a careful breakdown of it. You can hear that there are certain implied chords in it. So we start on the obvious C minor. This implies a sort of, what is that? A flat, first inversion. We could treat it like an A flat. And then the next bit, like an F minor. And then So there's an implied chord sequence that goes... which means I could go up to this A flat chord and it wouldn't necessarily break the atmosphere that we're making with the ostinato. So here's what I'm going to do. Back and forward between those two chords. Let's do that, and I think maybe the bass guitar should become more interesting and the drums should maybe layer up some more toms, maybe start introducing some kind of beat. Right, so here's what we've got now. I wonder would this pad sound work over the top of it if I just loop it on through. Yeah. Cool. So I decided to add a new keyboard part to it. So I'm using this patch from East West Colossus. It's just called Colossus Pad, but it's a nice warm pad sound. I was thinking about maybe planning out the vocal melody with it. For the start of the song, I'm sort of down in this register. So when we go down to here, we move the vocals up a bit. Let's put that down anyway as a guide for the vocals and let's see if I can come up with any chorus lyrics. I keep thinking the lines, I wonder, I ponder, I wonder, I ponder. I'll try and record something like that. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, that'll do as a placeholder for now. I think we could go back to the main ostinato now and do a second verse. Let's have a look at the drums for a moment. Now, one of the things that I've done is I put in one of my separate samples myself of a taiko at the start, just to give it a big downward momentum. And then it's all toms. There's two things noteworthy here. There's a lot of dynamics. There's a very big difference between the quiet drums and the loud drums, because I wanted to really get a feeling like a real drummer was playing it, and he would really accent the hard drums hard and play the in-between drums quite quiet. And I've tried to get the impression of flams as well by just making the second beat, anytime I do two drums together, just making it a bit behind the beat. And I've done a slightly built up variation now for the next parts of the song. So in this part of the song here, when we go back to the second verse, I've tried to make variations that are slightly different from what we heard before. The kick drum has been added in, and now the drums are a bit busier. And then when the second chorus comes in, I have sequenced in the snare drum as well. We've got snare drums here on the threes of the beats. So it slightly builds up now because of the added kick drum. So the drums are gradually building up and we're going somewhere. Also have a feeling that maybe it would be cool to add heavy guitars playing the ostinato now for the second verse, just to give an extra variation. Let's try that. Right, so we're back to lyrics. Now, when the heavy guitar started to come in, I was trying to think, what would you do next? And we're thinking about this apology, this insincere apology that's unacceptable to you. And the phrase, "at last it all makes sense," came into my mind, because maybe you'd be thinking back and thinking, well, this insincere apology makes me think that there's something been going on for a while and that I don't really trust you anymore. So maybe you're backtracking and thinking back to all the different times that you felt that maybe you didn't get a sincere apology. I don't know. I'm clutching at straws here. I'm trying to write a song without any inspiration. Let's see if we can flesh out this verse. One of the tricks that I like to do is I use rhyme zone. Let's do that. So we can see here that if I type in sense, and let's have a look at what words rhyme. Okay, so we've got fence, hence, spence, tense. Tense is good. Condense, defense, I like that. Expense, offense, common sense. It's too much of a perfect rhyme. Self-defense, that's really good. Right, I like present tense and I like self-defense. Let's add those in. Okay, so we've got at last it all makes sense. Now in the present tense. I saw dense there and I thought of coincidence. It's not a good rhyme, so it's probably not in the rhyming dictionary, but the word dense made me think of it. So there's no coincidence. At last it all makes sense. Now in the present tense, there's no coincidence. Silence and self-defense. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I'll try and sing that.
At last it all makes sense. Now in the present tense, it's no coincidence. Silence and self-defense.
Let's do these little delay throws at the end of each phrase. I do this because I don't really want delay on the vocals all the time, because I think it would make the lyrics a bit harder to hear. It would distract a wee bit from the vocals. But every time the vocals stop, I do want to hear the delay, which sort of fills in the gaps in the vocal performance and makes it sound like there's more delay on than there actually is. Just a single repeating line at the end. Let's copy this chorus as well up to the second chorus. What have we got now?
At last it all makes sense. Now in the present tense, it's no coincidence. Silence and
Right, so I've half the time of that bit there, so I need to cut out a bit out of the lyrics. Is it about that much? Too much? Oh. Right, okay. So far, so good. I really, really like the verses and I really like the build-up. I'm not so sure about the chorus. I think we might have to revisit the chorus and rework that. Maybe write new lyrics for it. I feel like maybe it's a bit too slow and drab, and maybe we need to make the chorus a wee bit more lively, a wee bit more something. I wish I was more eloquent. It would be easier to write lyrics if I could think of words when I'm trying to speak. Right, the problem that I have here is that I don't really like the chorus. I don't think there's enough syllables. I think it should be more intense singing. And I don't really like the words. I think the rhyme's too strong in it as well. I had to listen to the track again, and when I hit the taiko drums and the drum tracks, it reminded me of thunder. So I thought I would do something about thunder maybe. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but just exploring these cliches and seeing what we can come up with, and then we can develop it from there. In days gone by, people used to personify weather events like thunder and maybe think it was the action of gods. And I was thinking maybe we could look at that angle. I don't know why I keep thinking, I heard the thunder laugh. The obvious thing to say after that would be, I heard the lightning cry. I heard the thunder laugh. I heard the lightning cry. Let's try and add that in. I heard the thunder laugh. I heard the lightning cry. Testify. And as I testify, I got that from self-defense. Started thinking about court things, as if you're standing up in self-defense in a court and no one wants to listen to you. So we turn a blind eye. We turn. I heard the thunder laugh, I heard the lightning cry, and as I testify, we turn a sightless eye. Maybe we should add more things about weather, about hail, storms, wind. Beneath the spiteful wind, I'm thinking pins and needles. Pins and needles. Pins and needles on your skin. Skin almost rhymes with wind. It would be okay with pins and needles, skin. With pins and needled skin. I saw the end of it all. Right, we're going to need the rhyming dictionary again. Something that rhymes with all, fall, something like that. A lot of things, but they're all cannonball, waterfall. Once and for all is good. I like waterfall as well. Winterfall. Winterfall's cool. I saw the winter fall once and for all. Well, that was simple. I heard the thunder laugh, I heard the lightning cry, and as I testify, we turn a sightless eye. Beneath the spiteful wind, with pins and needles skin, I saw the end of it all. I saw the winter fall, once and for all. Cool, let's try that. Right, let's see what we have now. Right, that is a lot better. And do you know what? I think we're going to call the song Winterfall. Winterfall sounds cool and it kind of matches the mood of the song. So we have a title for the song. Let's put in these little delay throws. And let's copy this down to the first chorus.
I had the thunder laugh, I had the lightning cry.
Right, it's going to come in.
Beneath the spiteful.
Where would that go now? That's it. The delay throws. Okay, I really want to hear it from the start now and hear what we've got so far. So let's have a listen through to the whole thing. It's moody. It's definitely got an atmosphere to it.
Your words don't resonate. It's too little and too late. Crumbling sympathy.
We pop there in the vocals. I really love that phrase.
I had the thunder laugh, I had the lightning cry. As I testify, we turn a sightless eye.
The chorus is far better now.
Beneath the spiteful wind, with pins and needles skin, I saw the end of it all. I saw the winter fall, once and for all. At last it all makes sense. Now in the present tense.
I like the variation on the drums, it really is building it up.
It's
Do you know what I hear happening now? Maybe we could have the heavy riff of the guitar playing double speed and have the drums come on thundering in and go proper full-scale heavy metal on it and do like a really fast, aggressive, heavy version of the song. So we can have the song in two halves. This half, the build-up half, and then a half that's just a variation of that, all the same music and stuff, but really fast and really heavy. So I think we've done enough for today, but that's my plan for tomorrow when I come back to this song. We'll try and do that really heavy version of it. I think that should sound really cool. So guys, thanks for watching the video today. It just goes to show you that if you have a work ethic and if you do force yourself to write songs, you will always manage to write something. It might not be the best song in the world, but at least you'll get a song written. And every time we write a song, it's more practice. It teaches us more skills and gives us more stuff in our toolbox so that when we are writing songs, we get more efficient at it and we get better at it. If you're finding what I'm doing with these videos interesting or useful to you, then please help me out with the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to grow this channel and it would mean a lot to me if you interacted with the channel and clicked all the buttons that YouTubers ask you to click. I'm looking forward to the next episode when we start getting heavy with it because I think it should sound pretty cool, especially the contrast between this really dark and moody first half and the really heavy second half, which I'm going to do. Thank you so much for watching. You guys rock.